Alright, hello. Welcome to the final part of Akantor. Cantor part 3, the coloring part, as you can see here. And, whoops. Let me just bring up my little thingy. I write like notes down, kinda, for recordings. But, I don't usually I still don't write scripts or anything like that. But usually they'll just be like little notes and stuff like that. But, well, I guess. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's first kind of a note. It might be a bit of what is it called? Minor strobing, so you could die. So be careful, please. I don't know when it happens. Probably more right there. I don't think it happens again for a while, and then probably at the end again. Um, I don't know. It could happen other times, but just hide your eyes if you're uh, weak to that attacks or whatever. But all right. So this was the longest part. It took almost 6 hours. Sped up the same percent as the last one, which was 15 times, or it was like 1,500% whatever. So every 1 second of watching was like 15 seconds of drawing. And I'm just telling you now, there's a few times in here where there's gonna be no drawing for a while because I left it on for a little bit. So maybe if I cut out those parts in total, it'd be maybe closer to the 5 hours. But it's fine, you can stand to just get doc at about nothing for like maybe 20 30 seconds. It happens like I don't know, a few times. Some of them are minor, some of them are a bit long. Like I said, 30-ish seconds almost long. I don't know what I was doing at the time. This was over a few days, obviously. There's a bit of a difference between all the parts. So, there's a bit of time. But good news. I'm gonna be finishing up my stupid schooling soon, so I'll maybe have more time. So I'll allow for more videos, hopefully content. I might start my own solo let's play of a game. Start uploading that. Let's see. Is there anything else to talk about beforehand? Kind of get things out of the way. I think that was about it. I guess the general idea of this whole drawing I'll give you is I didn't know what the flip I was doing, as usual, but that was big here. When I started, I was like, I don't know, I guess I'll just kind of put down some red. And I think at a certain point, it's coming up soon. I think even I already did it like here now, but like I obviously did all the shading, and then I was like, you know what, screw it. Screw everything. So yeah, sorry. All the shading goes to waste. It doesn't even matter. I'm not even on the layer that would like be affected by it or anything. I just draw on top of it and go back to regular old light coloring, kind of the way I would normally do it, which is just adding the color and shading as one. No, my girlfriend said some like sensei thing, was like, I watched an art person, they said that's what you should do. It's the better thing to do because it only makes sense. Something weird like that. So I guess I'm doing it right like this. But yeah, the shading was all useless. That whole, all that hours was completely useless. Nobody cares about them. But we're here and coloring. So I was basing this off of one picture in particular, kinda. I'll probably show it on screen. Of Akantor being like all angry and he's kind of standing up about to scream. I don't know if it's like, I don't know, something that actually happens in game or something. I think it does. I'm pretty sure it happens in game, but you just don't really see it often. And it's just a thing with like Google Images and stuff. Sometimes the coloring and stuff is a bit off and things like that. So you can expect sometimes the coloring to be way brighter and weirder. But I base it off of this one picture, so that's why it's kind of like so bright and it'll look different than most other Cantors. Um, but as you saw at the start, I kind of started with this red glow, and then I started putting. He has like tan-ish plating on his like tummy area. That's what I was kind of doing there. And then the picture I was looking at, his like arms, or maybe there was another picture. I looked at a few. Don't know. A few was like almost 10 different random Google images of Akantor from different angles and different lighting patterns and stuff. But one of them had his arms like that, like that area on his arms right there. It'll be like his like forearm ish. Oh, this might be a time when it stops for a while. This is good. You'll see the forearm for quite a while. But where that like new bright yellowish happens right there. On a picture, it was like glowing like all yellowy. Everything else was like all red, but like that area glows all yellow. So I thought that was kind of neat and cool. So I kind of tried to do that. Yeah, I think I'm just gone for a while. I know, and then I know I come back, and then I leave for like even longer, and I really don't know what was happening at the time. I think I remember once I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to turn off the recording, and I was like, I don't know how long that was, but hopefully it's fine. But it turns out, well, that was one of them, but the other time's coming up soon as well. It's much longer, so we'll just be sitting here for a while with that. But I think at this point was like, and I was like, yeah, screw it, just screw it, bro. I'm not even. The shading layer is completely bunk, completely useless. I'm not even gonna pay attention to it at all. I want to make his tummy glow and stupid and dumb. And I don't care about the lighting anymore. I was kind of fed up. I kind of gave up on it, and I was just like, let's just do the stupid, like, the dumb TikTok quote thing of trusting the process and just hoping that it'll end up good. And yeah, here too, I was just like, yeah, screw it. I don't care no more. And this was based off an image. You already saw it. So you like, if you looked at his tummy and all that, this kind of was basing it off of. I guess it just glows a lot. And that's kind of what I was stealing. And then yeah, the picture that I was looking at with his tummy, he had like different plating. He had like this weird V things, like pretty much the two circles that I have on his chest, like the two like actual circles, the one with the V on it and the one above it now. On the picture I was looking at, the reference, they're more like sharp shaped like that, like they're actual like V's and like plates. And so I was just like, I don't know. So I was just kind of messing around. At this point, I kind of like gave up, and I was like, I don't know. We'll see. I felt real bad and real but like it was a failure, and I was just gonna hope that it turned out all right. And I think that was at some point too. I think I like when I posted the second part or something like that, I think I was like, I might have to even start some, or maybe some other picture or like school thing. I was like, I might even do other versions of this drawing because I don't know. I was just like, well, if I'm gonna do this one without the shading, maybe I'll try another one later with the shading in mind, and try to stick more towards that. So that was like the plan that I thought of. So I might do that later. Might go back and do like those. I've seen a few pictures of that where people will post like multiple high quality image things, and then they'll have like one or two aspects that like change slightly, so that then I don't know, it'll be like Sonic, and then it'll be like another image like Sonic in hyperform, and they kind of like change his coloring to be all gold and add more lighting effects around him, and it'll be something kind of like that where it's like it'll be like Akantor angry will be like this one, and then I'll like redo another one that's just like Akantor calm, and he's still screaming up to the sun, but he's just darker now. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see about that. And then yeah, when I started doing that, I was like, yeah, I'll just probably this one. I was like, let's screw it. The feet were really hard to do for this because I didn't really draw much, and I was like, I'll just have the lava covering them. But then when I was like, no lighting, I don't care about that anymore. I was like, you know what, screw the lava too. I don't feel like doing that either. So lava's gone, lighting's gone, and so I kind of had to like give attention and put detail in the feet now. And sorry, and that was a problem. That was pretty hard to do. Feet really sucked on this guy. They were all squishy and stupid and not a lot of good pictures of them. So I was just kind of winging it. And I'm not the greatest at winging it at all, which is why I say I'm not a good drawer. But I tried. I went back and forth over it like over and over and over again. Yeah, so for the first part, it's gonna be mostly just me just coloring him, and then I was like, yeah, I'll just I don't know. I started just doing whatever, thinking about stuff and just doing stuff, kind of lightening up the claws. I was thinking at this point I'm gonna transition soon to like the other parts of the image. So I was like trying to define the outlines and stuff like that. Um, see, I don't really remember exactly everything that was going on. 'Cause like I said, this took a while. Like when I first did like the very start, like the red coloring, I did that, and then I think for like a few days I like didn't touch it again for like near like a week or something, and then I did another part, and I did that part for like an hour, or maybe like 2 hour, maybe even 3 hour of like straight drawing. I was like, yeah, that felt good. I did like 3 straight hours of drawing, and then stopped again for a few days. Then we came back, and so every once in a while there's a big break. So yeah. Going back to these arms, I felt like they should be glowing more. Kind of looked at the image more. Like, oh, the glow is more higher up. I try to mess with that a little bit. I don't think I exactly like it, so I think it might go away soon. But we'll see. Kind of trying to do shading still, kind of just more like whatever I wanted. I thought it'd be cool. I don't know if it's gonna happen here, but I was like, oh, I'll have the glow like coming through the teeths. Yeah, there you go. So now I'm like, okay, that's good enough for him. I'm gonna go to the lava floor, and this was a kind of an issue too. I had a hard time with making a lava floor, making it look like the images of Ingle Isle I was looking at. I was only looking at one Ingle Isle image. That's why I said like 10 references in total. It was like one for Ingle Isle, which is this locale that he's in. Or this like scenery. It's a part of the Ingle Isle map. I based it off of image from there. It's pretty like basic image. It's a very small map, and that's like it always looks the same kind of. I was basing it off of that. So if you could tell, and it looked like it, thanks. Hey, if that's like a compliment or something, I don't know. But so yeah, I think it's another small break. What am I doing? Doing something. Messing with layers. So yeah, I was messing around with lava a lot, trying to get like how it would look. Again, I was just kind of sorry about the yawn. Kind of just saying like whatever, screw the shading of the guy on the floor. Who cares about that? Yeah, a few times I like moved the canvas or something accidentally. That happened a few times, so sorry about that. I mean like like that weird shift there. Oop, strobe, and then I think before like I moved like the whole screen a little bit. Yeah, that's sorry about that. Let's see. Now we're getting to the background. There you go. I moved the canvas again. It happens a few times. I think I like every once in a while I kind of forgot. Like I was like trying to keep it like steady and still. Ooh, do you like all that? Now imagine. That's why I don't really want to move the canvas, because like I have to speed up my drawings a lot. So with how fast they get sped up, if I draw on them, it's like I feel like it'll just be like whiplash and people will get like vertigo and stuff. I'm fine, but I know other people, like my girlfriend, she'll flip and like freak out. Like when I play video games with her, she's like, why do you move fast? And I'm like, that's how you have to play games. But yeah, that just happens. And I kind of just put basic coloring in for the background and stuff, the mountains and the sky. I was like, it's gonna be like bluish colored to like contrast with him, so I'll put blue. So and then after that I went back to this dude, kind of trying to like keep in mind lighting. So I was like, oh, the divots should be darker. I'll make the divots darker to make it look cooler and more 3D. And then make other parts that are like facing lava floor like lighter. Thought it'll be kind of cool. I think it looks alright. I think it looked kind of cooler here too. There was a few times and I was like, it kind of looks good here. But I don't know. I just kept going. Just kept going until you make your art like from bad to good and then to worse. You know what I mean? And then, oh, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold on a moment. I think we figured it out. See, now I lied to you the whole time. Kept the shading layer. I like stopped recording for a little bit and I messed around with some layers, and then I was like, wait, I can just move the layer and then it'll actually be affected by the shading. And then I looked at it, I was like, that looks pretty good too. So then I started the recording again and I was like, hey, look, it works. So there you go. We kept the shading actually. Shading sticking in and it's kind of being used. So yeah. How about that? Am I right? It's a miracle. The shading wasn't ignored. Whoa! In that quick little split second that like probably most people didn't even like catch or see. You just looked on the right side and the layers. Like, you kind of saw me like messing with them a little bit. And yeah, layers gotta start getting crazy. Once I figured that out, I was like, all right, let's just start going crazy. Because it gave me new hope when I figured that out. I was like, wow, I can use the shading. It's not all lost. Oh my gosh. And I was like, all right, let's go in. Let's do weirdness. And so I was starting to do stupid things. And my girlfriend just kept telling me to like, she was like, I love Ross Draws. What's his name? I don't know if that's his name. That might be him. There's like 2 Ross art YouTubers that I know of, and one of them's a guy that uses color dodge. And she was like, use color dodge, it'll fix everything. That's not really what she said, but you know, if she hears this video, then maybe she can say something about it. If not, oh well. But I use a little bit of color dodge. That was really the only other, like, other than multiplying, that's really all the layer effects I use. Sometimes I'll use other ones if they just work. But I usually don't, just because I think like you can achieve that effect just by doing the art normally. So like usually I'll just try to get there. Sometimes I'll try to put layer and stuff. I don't really remember to. Even like afterward, my girlfriend's like, you did you put any cool layer effects at the end? I was like, oh, not really, but I don't know. I think it's fine without. I could have maybe tried to put a layer on top or something, make it look better colored and fancier and stuff. But I'm fine with how it looks. I was happier, and yeah, here I lied again with the lava because my new hope was restored when I figured out the shading. Lava was getting added back in, and I guess here was another break of something. Don't really remember that. I didn't realize that happened. Sorry. But I guess for a while again too. We're just gonna be here for a second. Let's readjust our chairs. Yeah. All right, we're back to drawing. And then yeah, I was like, let's go crazy wild. Started using all these weird brushes, as you can see in the left side of the screen. I started been going all wild with brushes too. And like, yeah, brushes, yeah. Having all these weird effects because I was like, it'll be too hard to do it normally, so I'll just use random clip studio brushes. And then layers are still getting worse and crazier, and I was like, oh, the lava's got to be redder. So I was looking at the reference image again of the Ingle Isle, and I was like, lava's got to be redder. So I started adding more red to the lava. The lava gets a little wild. I don't know if I exactly like it at the end. I feel like a few phases, and I was like, that looks fine, but then I was like, it doesn't really look finished. So yeah, I don't know. And then made it really dark because I was like, oh, it's lava. The rocks are like really dark in that picture. I think I just follow a little way too close to references, which I always do. And I feel like that's probably always an issue of mine because I don't really know. I just don't know really how to draw. And I feel like that's kind of true. I don't really know like what I'm doing still. Kind of just muck around, and I can kind of draw. And I have the patience to draw. I feel like is like main part is that I just have the patience to just sit down and draw something forever, hoping that it'll turn out all right. That's kind of what I do. So yeah, messing with the lava rocks a lot, messing with how they work, using weird brushes, making them lighter and darker and lighter and darker and lighter and darker. Try to make it so that the ones in the background, or like further away, will get like, what's it called, like atmospheric displacement pressure change viewpoint. I don't know what it's called. But it's like when things are further away, they get like blurrier, kind of like loose saturation or something. It's kind of make them look less everything the further away they got. So try to make like all the effects go away with over there. And then yeah, it was like, oh, it's darker in like the crevices close to the lava, so I started adding black to them too. And then it'll change a little bit more, and I was like, yeah, that's way too dark. I changed it a little bit more. Then I had to make it a little bit darker too because I made it too light. It's a lot of back and forth, as art is. I think I said that with Delamador. That's the key to my art. Back and forth, and oh, I blinked. Oh, yeah, there was some point here I remember I was like, whoops, I think that'll probably look weird in the recording. That might have been it. I know it was close to the end, so that might have been it there. And now I'm making it darker, and now I'm trying to lighten it. And then yeah, I was like, this lava looks ugly, so I was trying to mess with the layers, see if I can fix it somehow. And I was like, it's fine. That's fine. And then I was like, okay, to the background in the mountains. Um it was my girlfriend and I was watching a lot of art videos recently to do stuff. So I was like, I'll just try to steal the art tips that these people said. So I was like, okay, if the main thing is like dark, and to make it stand out, have light behind it. So I made the background much lighter. Oh, like there you go, that'll fix it. Yeah, strobing between layers and stuff. I was trying to just like fix the lava. I tried to fix a lot, and I was like, ugh. I was trying to figure out my layers. There was always a thing with me. I don't know if I should just leave my layers a mess like this, or like downsize and fix them and organize them a little bit, because I don't know. I always do that because I'm like, it's just way too much of a mess, and then like kind of fix it, but then I can't be bothered. That was something I did, something like that. Oh yeah, I was the mountains. I was like, I'll select them and then color on top of them. And I was like, I can't. That's too boring, and it takes too long, and it's stupid. But then I think I still do, so that'll happen in a second. But I use this new feature that I didn't know about, so that's cool, and that's like the only reason why I selected them, because I found out about this cool feature. That's a neato. You try to make the rocks kind of get weird highlights and stuff to make them like pop, make them all very blue. And then yeah, here was the weird thing. It was like a weird selection brush. And I was like, oh, that's neat. I can select with like a brush, so you can like use it to like any other regular brush, just like a round brush, and it'll like put the screen down, and then anything in that area was like selected. And then you can use like the unselection brush. And I think I do that a few times, like here and there. And then you can unselect a certain area if like you grab too much. And then with that, then I was like, oh, I'll mess with the rocks a little bit more, make them lighter and darker and stuff like that. So we're getting close to the end now, real close. I didn't realize we were this close. It's hard to tell a time perspective when it's flipping, when it took forever, and then it just all comes down to like 22 minutes, But adding a bit more oomph to the background, I felt like, but still trying to make it like distant and blurry and dumb looking. Adding a little bit more oomph to the guy, make him like stand out clearer, because I heard stuff like something light stands out, the edges of a light thing stand out more, so trying to make the light edges all stand out more. The dark edges go away, way darker and stuff. um this is about it, getting close to the end. Yeah, can you believe it? Took a while, took a long while, all for this payoff. You excited? I kind of. Oh yeah, in this part, and then yeah, at the very end, I was like, okay, now let's think back to when you first started, and is this what you imagined in your head? And then I was like, what did I even imagine? Because it was like 15 months ago. I thought about it, and I was like, no, it's not at all what I imagined. So then I like tried to fix the head angle, because I expected it to be a bit more. I want to try to do more like perspective-y, like things warping into the back, because they're like so big and tall and stuff, and like fisheye lensing things. But maybe another day. So I just left that head alone, and I was like, whatever. So yeah, that's it. That's Akantor. There he is, in all his glory. I think he turned out all right. And up next will be Anjanath. So get excited for that. Maybe? Question mark. Big question mark. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching, and for viewing the journey of this Akantor. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, I guess. What do you